Good morning, everyone. While everybody's signing on, I'm still going to run around and grab a few things that we need to show. So today's feature is actually two companies kind of opposite the spectrum. It's like Honeybee and Whippersnapper. Oh, that's adorable.
It is. I'll make another one.
Yeah. So a couple other things in between, but yeah, those are the two companies that we got in this week, and I wanted to share that with you. So let me grab some cardstock, and then we can get started. So I hope everybody's family members remember that tomorrow is Mother's Day. And if they did forget and you need to remind them, tell them they can go online and order a gift card, if for nothing else. And if they come in today, we're here till 4 o'clock. So let me see. I'm going to start off in the morning. On Wednesday, I die cut. I showed the In the Meadow washi tape from Pink Fresh and the die. And we also showed the little sentiment pieces that are prepackaged. And this is the set of sentiment packages. Tons of different colors. And this is a card I put together really super quick. We did a Pink Fresh class the other day, yesterday in the store. And of course, everything was kind of die cut for them. But the whole process of just, putting your washi tape on the paper, die cutting it, and putting it together makes a super quick, beautiful card. So this one was the In the Meadow, one of their newer ones. And like I said, I grabbed one of these sentiments. And in the back, you can see there's, a variety of colors, a variety of sentiments, and they're kind of nice just to have on hand. And I found like in this particular one, I could have picked so many colors that would have matched, this little kind of orchid color. And they have a darker, the darker red, and there's greens and so on. So you get a variety of options that will work. Even this like kind of plum color, that would have worked great in here. So it's not kind of, just one particular color will match. I think you'll find a variety. Okay, I'm not sure if I showed this, but I thought I wanted to go back, and Kim did this card, and it's perfect for Mother's Day, but it's just a great, like, kind of, feminine card. And so you get the hat, you get these little flowers in here, you get the bows that you can put on the shoes, and you can make them any colors. And it's just a fun, kind of summertime, springtime female card. And this one is the Shoes and Hats die from Hero Arts. As I was running around, I don't know if I've ever mentioned these, but this is a gift tag die from LDRS, which is awesome by itself because when you run this through and die cut it, you get 6 different tags. And let me see if I could just run it through really fast so that you can see. So especially at the holidays, when you're, doing a bunch of tags, here you go, 6 at once. And then they have coordinating stamps. So you can see and a quarter sheet of paper, you're going to get 6 perfect little tags all at once. And this is actually really good confetti, but that's another story. So let's set this back on here. But what LDRS has done is that with each season, there is a stamp set that you can pre-stamp, stamp this down, line it up, the little triangles in the corners, line up with these little triangles here, and you cut them out all at the same time. So you get 6 decorated tags. So this was the Christmas. There was one for fall. And this is the springtime tag set. And you can see it kind of looks like it all kind of goes together, but it's going to be divided and cut. So you'll get this flower on one, this grouping, that, so on and so forth. And they have cute little sentiments for each one that can go on each tag. So let's put this back and move those tags off to the side. Next, we got one of my favorite fun companies is Whippersnapper. Just so much fun to color. And what I love is their packaging on the front. Whoever has designed these and did the original artwork used Copic markers, so it's super easy to match your colors up almost perfectly. And I had to change up the colors because I had to match this paper on the back. But we sold out of this super fast, and we finally got a reorder back in. This particular tag is from Photoplay, and it's not far away from me, so hold on one sec. Oh, Kim's going to run over. It should be right down there. It's one of their like mini slimline. I think it's the first one on the edge. And this is from when Mark spilled Loganberry in the store. We got a little splash on there. So, but this is the tag that I used, and you can see that there's multiple layers too in this particular set. And this one is the Stitched Frames Etch Die. And it was like perfect for a mini slimline card. And I love slimline, and I love the mini slimline. And we'll just go through some of the stamps that came in. This one we've done before. We were out of stock. And this is Drinking Blues. And on the little ice cubes in that, I put glossy accents, a couple little sequins, just a fun stamp. They make me happy when you go and color them. Their children's images are adorable. So we got Baseball Brandon and Ariel, which I know my granddaughters will absolutely love. Let's see. For the gnome class, we were out of a lot of the stamps I did. We got these back in. Nimmin and the gnome pile. Couple new ones. We've got Gnome Sweet Gnome and Darwin's Hive. And some new bee ones. We have the Bucket of Sunflowers, the Buzzy Hive, the Beautiful Floral, and I love this one, the Sewing Bug. And then for 4th of July, we have Fireworks Sam, the Patriotic Gnome, I Gnome the USA, and the Liberty Eagle. So these are all some new designs, some old and new from Whippersnapper. Going on, we're going to go through the new release from Honeybee. They always have pretty large releases. A lot of things I try to get a couple samples of, but I wasn't able to do everything because it came in the other day. But I think I picked up some cute ones to kind of share with you. First of all, they have the glimmer foil plates. This is a new ombre, and I did this one using a rainbow foil. A foil that looks like this. And this is the type of design that you're going to get. So this is the new ombre one. They have the bees A2 hot foil plate. And bees are really popular again. Lemons and bees, I think, are the theme of the summer again. And this is the small card hot foil plate with all these different sentiments. We have it in the stamp set, and we now have it in the foil. And there are coordinating dies that actually work with this too. And so this is the small card hot foil plate words. And then that's the rainbow. They have a single word, the birthday, which would be really cool. And then you can use any year, like from your stamp set, the word happy or the word wishes underneath. And I'm sure maybe even in this set, they have something that you could put underneath if you wanted a separate. I'll move that off to the side. We got a couple of these back in stock, and this is the seed packet stamp set along with the seed packet envelope die. So I think somebody out there ordered this, and it might be Janine, so we have that in. And some of their individual stamp sets, these all have coordinating dies. I did not pull the dies. And this first one is called Grandma's Garden. And they have the little hummingbirds, and they have the fuchsia and a couple sentiments inside. We have the Vintage Hive. So you have the Vintage Beehive. This also has a die. And the florals, and look at those little bees, like that stamp. And then you have these big, beautiful bumblebees. And this one is called the Vintage Hive. This was one of my favorite ones that had the little bees, and you have this little floral background down at the bottom. And these adorable little bees, and you have the cute sentiments. This is called the Sweet Honeybee. And there is a die for that. I anticipate this one to be really popular. And these are just bobbies, or babies, babbies. No, I think it's babies. But they're just super cute. There's a little die for that. And babies. Baby bees. So super cute. And this one it has to be called Queen Bee. Let's see, it is the Queen Bee. So you have the Queen Bee there and all these great sentiments. You know, there's a birthday sentiment. Long live the bee, the Queen Bee. Kindness makes everything sweeter. From the desk of Happy Mother's Day to the Queen, a note from, so this is just a really kind of sweet set to have, fun to color and such. And that's the Queen Bee. And finishing off the bees, we just made a sample of this. This is called the Honeybee Stitching Die. And here it is in paper so that you can see that. How adorable is that? You can cut this in felt and then do hand stitching on there. You can also stitch on paper. So this one is called the Honeybee Stitching Die. And it's actually quite large. It is 4 inches. Probably 4 by 4 1/4. So that would fit perfectly on the front of the card. This is the Daisy Pin Dot die. This is a background die. And yeah, it's the Lazy Daisy Pierced A2 cover plate. Love these pierced cover plates. So glad that they're continuing doing them. They make great backgrounds because they don't become the card. They just add to the overall look of the cards. It was their 7th birthday, and they came out with this great birthday cake die cut and stamp set. And the way that this works, this will make a card. There's a score line here, so this folds over. So you have the front of your card and your inside. This is a separate die. We'll cut out layers to put on your slice of cake. This is a stamp set that has all these decorative kind of designs that you can stamp right in these spaces and have some really cool looking cakes. You have the little birthday messages. This is the little dollop of frosting. This is the top of the cake to decorate the top of your cake. Little candle and fireworks. So this is the additional stamp set. It's called Make-A-Wish. This is the die. On the die, you have also the little die cut, so you can do the little dollops of frosting. You have sprinkles that you can sprinkle all over your cake, and you have a candle. And this is what happens when you cut it. So I did one in pink and I did one in white. And when you die cut it, there's your fold. So you can see that even though it's a large die, and I did this on, this was, I believe, 8.5 by 11. Yeah, so you can do it on a regular paper. But I don't know if you can see, there's these little kind of score lines in here, which help you for placement for the frosting that goes in the inside of the card. So you'll just glue these all in here. You can stamp them and decorate them, which is really fun. So then you have like 1,001 ways that you can actually make this birthday cake card. So that's kind of how you would assemble it. Here's a card that I finished, and I used brown paper as my card base. The frostings I actually just inked with a brown ink pad around the edge. This grouping of flowers that I put on the card were from some of the new flowers from Memory Box. The little, I think I used this, the Impatience. And they have little leaves that I put on there. And these tiny little flowers were over here. They have a new, I forgot to grab it, but they have a new little gem, the Aurora Borealis sticker gems that will go, I put on the card. And this stamp, I didn't bring home the new birthday stamp set, so I just used Happy. This is from a Hero set, and Birthday from the Hero. I sprayed this with the sparkle spray, so it kind of like shimmers. And then in the inside of the card, I die cut another piece and cut this off, and just kind of cut this side and the bottom and this inside maybe like 1/8 of an inch, so that it lined up in the inside for this card. Because being brown, you wouldn't be able to really stamp on it. So I just made an insert. So this is the new Honeybee birthday cake die. And they have the stamp set. And they have some sentiments. I'm going to go through that with you next. So this is one of their new sayings. So you could stamp this, and there is a die that goes with it. You can birthday wishes on the front of that cake. and all these little sentiments that you can put inside your card or any card. Doesn't have to be the birthday cake, but nice set. And I love this one. This particular one is called the best gift ever. So you have handmade with love. I hope you love it. I almost kept it. Act surprised. Okay. Sorry, it's not a pony. If you don't like it, I call dibs. I promise it doesn't suck. You better not return this. You're pretty expensive. Just kidding, it's from Amazon. So there's a whole series of fun sentiments that go in this, and it's the best gift ever stamp set. And I love the font that they have on it, too. It's a really kind of fun font. The last, oh gosh, where am I? The last flower, or they have flowers, of course. So in their series of flowers, we have the new Peony Dye. And it's a layered die. Each set comes with this nice set of instructions on how to layer up your peony. And somewhere in this mess, I have some peonies. So here is one that I can separate so you can see the different layers that go on this. And the paper pad, I used the memory box. I love these. It's 110-pound weight paper, so it's super heavy, cuts beautifully. We have multiple color combinations, and you can see you have I think there's actually 3 different color palettes of a light, medium, and dark, and you can see that right here. So this is one of the first color combinations that I chose to show you. And you kind of get 2 layers in each. You kind of get a background layer, and I'll bring this a little bit closer, but you can, if you're closer, you can see you have these kind of score lines to give each flower a little definition. You can go ahead and ink them so that your ends are a little bit darker. I didn't have a chance to do that. We just cut this this morning. And I'll take this one home and I'm going to ink it. You could either ink it with a coordinating or a little darker color than each one of these, or I might just use my all-time favorite vintage photo. I love that. This is the next layer. So you can see on the back how you get that nice little detail. And that's going to get set on top of there. This little bottom layer. Once again, you have 2 different layers that will go on there. And this little single petal down there. And here's one that I glued together already. So you can see the different layers stacked up. As I put it together, I kind of like finger curled up the edges so that you get a little more dimension with the layers. There is a little bud, and you have the 3 different layers of the little bud. This is their little vine background. So this I will finish up. And you get leaves, and I probably want to ink some of these little leaves. And that was kind of my thought with this peony dye. Peonies are probably one, I think, a favorite of most people. Just love them. When Jess got married, she lived out of town, so I had to go pick her flowers, and I insisted on fresh flowers for the tables, and they were peonies. I think I relived my wedding when I couldn't afford anything in my daughter's. You could see the difference the green will make. And I definitely like the white on white better. You know, probably look better if I ink this up too. If I was to use this, I personally would probably find an outside white frame to put over that. But when you make a card, a lot of people think, you know, it's just a lot of playing and changing and trying different things. It's just simple little things like going from one color to the next make a huge difference. The other thing that makes a big difference, sometimes taking something and either making the card a 1/4 inch smaller on both sides or a 1/4 inch bigger on both sides. That little, you know, 1/4 inch can make a huge difference on the way that finished card looks in the end. So this is the new Peony. We'll move that over. And the last fun set that they have, and it also has a color guide for you, is there, I think they call it the Lovely Layers, the Wildflowers. And this is a set of 3 different flowers in here. And you have a poppy. I'm not sure what that kind of flower is. And I don't know if those are bluebells, or they could be campanella or something like that. I'm not sure. I think I have them in my garden. But what I did on here, I used my Copics to color these. And you can see I use different shades. And do you have the glue? Yep. And it's kind of hard to see, but there is that stitch detail in here. This one kind of goes right on top of here. The next layer, once again, I just took my finger and kind of curled up these little edges. And I only put glue on the bottom half. That's kind of going to fit right in there. This is the bottom piece of the flower layer I just put on. You can see it just fits right over here. And this tiny little piece kind of fits right in here. This is where the little tweezers would come in really handy, but it fits right in there. That glue will dry clear. And then you have this beautiful poppy. Just put my little pin back in. And here is a card that I used a little bit different colors that you can see. This die, don't ask me what die it was. I have a container of die cuts that I think I'm going to use, and then I put it together and it doesn't work. So this happened to be on my counter yesterday, and I'm like, it works. So I put black behind it because of the centers of the poppy. And then I used a hello die. And this is a card that was done, once again, I used the poppy, and I used the 2 other flowers that came in. And I did die cut these all in white, and then I used my Copics. I just find it faster for me to do them all in white and color really quickly rather than cutting all these pieces out individually in different color papers. But it's kind of a personal thing, whatever you do. And I find that when I use the Copics, I can get some shading, you know, by using a variety of different shades of that particular color, where you can see that in the bluebells and such, and in the leaves. So that is the Lovely Layers Wildflower set. And last of all, I'm going to show a class that's coming up. Kim finished her samples. We didn't have them on what Wednesday to show you, but we have them today. While I'm showing you those, just if you have any questions, I'll be watching for questions in case I missed them. This is a doodlebug. What do we call this class?
I think we just called it Doodlebug, right?
I think it's called, what?
We just put Doodlebug.
It's a doodlebug class. And in this class, we're using, what do they call their,
Ephemera pieces?
yeah, ephemera, but like
Resin pieces?
they're die cut pieces. They come in a package. And so the card was, the majority of everything was made with all these ephemera. Mark, just let them know Sadie's super friendly. So somebody just walked in with a little child. And this is one of the iCrafter dies. What do they call this one?
The circular mini album?
It's the circular mini album die. So you'll be learning how to construct one of these. And these are like filled with adorable pictures of Jack. Look at that. And you can actually put like whatever, you could put photos in there. You could do whatever you like. You can stick money in there. Okay. Be right there. So this is right up here, circular mini album. So this is what you'll be creating in the Doodlebug class coming up. It's available on Zoom and in store, and there are kits that are ready. So anybody have any questions? We have some people coming in to do a couple gift certificates. We're open here today until 4 o'clock. We do have, I think there's a layout class at 11. We have kits available for those. And I think that's it. Just Mark and I the rest of the day. So if you need anything, come on in. If not, I just wanted to wish everybody a wonderful Mother's Day. I think one of our gifts tomorrow is going to be the beautiful day that we're going to have. So if you have an opportunity to spend it with your family, enjoy every moment. It's going to be beautiful. Hopefully you'll get some time to spend outside. So I think that's it. So anybody have any questions? So if there are no other questions, I'm going to sign off and clean my mess. All these items should be online. If you can't find them, just give us a call and we can pull them. And enjoy the rest of today. And once again, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Enjoy.